Well, hello and welcome back once again to the Withlacoochee River Railway for yet another Withlacoochee River report. The report where those who are watching run from their computers to get away from it. Remember I said I'd have a new railroad station soon, and I do. And yes, you guessed it. It is the Golden Valley Depot by William K. Walters Incorporated. Not a bad kit to build. I built it up pretty much in short order, short time. Comes molded in gray plastic. Of course, I painted the gray parts as well as the white parts, as well as other parts. It's not quite finished yet, but it's coming along nicely. As you can see, I'm still doing some experimentation on doing my backdrop and getting some detail work in. It's not too easy, but I mean, you know, I don't always have time to do it. As you can see, I've also done some experimentation with making some billboards up. I've got a 55 Chevy Nomad billboard there. And then up on a new building, yep, that's a brand new building. I have just put it on the layout today. I've got a Zenith billboard for your washer, dryer, stove, well, a washer, stove, and refrigerator. You know, nothing like Zenith appliances. Nothing really adds to the realism and marks the era of a model railroad like the vehicles on it and the way people are dressed, of course. I picked that truck up. That little truck sent me back by about $17, close to 17 bucks. I picked it up at Dana's. It's brand spanking new. One of the few brand spanking new things that actually ended up on this railroad. But I picked it up, I splurged, and of course that little truck is one of the reasons that, you know, 2 days before payday, I don't have two nickels. Picked up another little Florida mansion too. Ah yes, pretty soon I'll have this whole layout inundated with mobile homes. I hope not. I'll get some actual houses before too long. I'll find them hopefully pretty cheap. This week I do plan on doing this track work, although I've got a lot of other kettles on the fire. I may not be able to get the track work done this week. I was kind of hoping I could, and I'd have those through plate girder bridges in here. And the switch that will, of course, lead off to the engine terminal. I don't really have another new featured locomotive this week that I haven't shown before. I've probably got one or two somewhere, I just haven't done it yet. But I'm running the Mikado this week and enjoying every second of it. Had a visit from my daughter and my son-in-law just the other day. She was quite impressed with this railroad and how it's coming together. As, of course, she should be. I love her dearly. Another thing I was hoping to do was get some work done on the engine facilities and get the track work in and start the wiring. If not having it wired, at least get a good start on it. I might be able to find the time later on in the week to do it. You notice the Y6B Malley sitting there. It's now got its original tender, and yes, that is the tender that was sold originally with that locomotive back when that locomotive was new. It's quite a story. My friend who sent me that locomotive, thinking it was just junk, didn't realize I was going to get that locomotive running again. So I now have a spare Mantua tender that will get used on something else, and this tender, of course, will get lettered, all fitting and proper for the Rio Grande. I know they didn't have any Y6Bs on the Rio Grande. They do now. At least my version of it does. Anyway, that's really all I have to report for this week in this episode. So it wasn't too highly offensive this week. You know, you can only do so much. So until next time, keep the lights green, keep the trains on the rails.